Hey everyone, I'd first off like to begin by having you people look at these two animals. I want you to think in your head, which one do you like more? Now you can tell your neighbor, you can keep it to yourself, it doesn't matter. Now I'm willing to bet most of you like the panda more, and that is a problem. Because every day, thousands and thousands of species get closer and closer to extinction. Now, for most of these animals, it's because of man they're dying out, whether we're building a dam or cutting down forests or killing them for their meats and hides. But for one animal, it's nature, not man, that is wiping them out. And that is the panda bear. Now, I first read an article about this a couple years ago, and I just got intrigued by it. So I started reading more and more to find out as much as I could. And thanks to the words of Dr. Chris Packham, Kelby McNally, Jason Goldman, and Leo Benedictus, I will be proving that today, too much effort goes to saving the panda. Now, the first problem with the panda bear is from a biological standpoint, it is very poorly built. Their main diet consists of almost entirely bamboo. Now, pandas are found in mountainous areas, while bamboo grows in valleys. They also have to eat almost their entire body weight each day just to survive. There's nothing inherently wrong with this until you look at the panda bear's digestive system. The panda bear has a carnivorous digestive system, and yet they only eat plants. They also have very bad breeding instincts. Thanks to the words of Dr. Chris Packham on his article on The Telegraph, pandas only breed 2 weeks out of every 2 years. And during this time, from what we can tell, they don't really know how to do that sometimes, or they just don't have the desire to breed. And most of the time in captivity, they must be artificially inseminated. And when this happens and the baby is born, more often than not, the parents don't have the instincts to help the baby and it will die. They are also not a necessary species from an environmental standpoint. If you look at the food chain they are a part of, nothing hunts and eats the panda bear, and the bamboo's only food source, bamboo, grows at such a fast rate that the panda does not put much of a dent into its mount. The second problem with this is there are other species that are much more important for their environments that are dying out from lack of effort. People are killing them, not nature. A good example of this is the pangolin. That is the pangolin. It is an armadillo-like creature found in Africa. They are mostly found on the savannas, and they keep down termite populations so that the few trees that are out there can survive. However, the pangolin is the most heavily trafficked animal in the world. So heavily trafficked, we don't know how many of them are still alive. A quote from Kelby McNally on this issue, on his article from the Express, sums it up the best. All life should be saved, but not at the expense of others. And from an economical standpoint, saving the panda is just not that smart. Zoos can't own panda bears. They have to rent them from China. And to rent the panda from China, it is $1 million a year. Now, when you take in consideration the habitat that must be maintained for them and the food source, according to Jason Goldman on his article on the Gizmo, one panda bear costs the zoos $1,496,360 a year. And most zoos want to have two pandas so they can make baby pandas. 2 adult pandas and a cub every year will cost us $5,089,080 plus an additional $600,000 per cub born. That is 80% more than the second most expensive animal to keep in captivity, the elephant, only costing $133,000. Now, what do we need to do about this? We need to stop or reduce all funding that goes to the panda. They're just not that savable of a species. We need to let them die off with dignity, much like the blue macaw. Now, some of you may recall a couple years ago the animated film Ryu that came out about the blue macaw-like species that they sent one down to Brazil to repopulate the species. This is loosely based off the blue macaw. Loosely. That right there is a picture of Presley. He was found in America in the mid-2000s. Previous to Presley, they were sure that a gene pool for the blue macaw was gone, as there was only about 90 left in captivity. They shipped Presley down to repopulate, to revitalize the gene pool. However, Presley died before he could be sent down to revitalize the gene pool. Environmentalists around the world let out a heavy sigh as they decided it was best to let the blue macaw slip into the void rather than be inbred. And then we need to reroute all the funding that the panda gets and send it to other endangered species. It could be used to save many of them. Some of you might remember this guy from the beginning of the PowerPoint. That was known as the bongee. The bongee went officially extinct in 2007. It is currently the only marine mammal to have gone extinct in mankind's existence. The bongee existed in the Yangtze River in China. It died because of overpollution. The bongee didn't have people trying to save it, mostly because it was ugly, according to Leo Benedictus in his article on The Guardian. All the money goes towards the panda because it's cute and it's cuddly. So in conclusion, nature must be allowed to take its course and wipe out the panda. It is for the betterment of all species. Thank you.